Okay, we're here in the farrowing house in McAuliffe's farm with student Keith O Mahony. Keith, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for coming down to Wicklow, from Wicklow to Kerry, to have a chat, because very important chat. You ran a really interesting trial here on the farm with Precision Microbes. Okay. But first of all, Keith, I'd like just to give you a bit of background on yourself, what you're studying and where you're studying.
Perfect. Thanks a million for Tommy. I'm studying agricultural science and I'm majoring in animal and crop production in the School of Agriculture and Food Science in UCD. I'm currently in my third year study out of 4, so we're getting there.
What is really interesting, Keith, is you've always had an interest in research. You knew that you wanted to do some research. This was the ultimate project for you because we got big numbers of pigs. Shane here in the farm was anxious for you to do a big trial, and Precision Microbes stepped in to be part of that trial, and you really liked the detail of it. And when I looked at the report, so I got chatting to you before you started, and then I saw the report back. I was obviously very excited about the results.
As we all were.
Yeah, but it was a really intensive trial, wasn't it?
It was.
So tell people, we had you trialing 2 products. We had you trialing AGS, which is our Advanced Gut Stabiliser. That was given at birth, and then the piglets were on our normal pro and postbiotic liquid for piglets. Well, it was 3 different trials, wasn't there?
There was 3 different treatment groups in our trial, absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about numbers, because people love trials. You need numbers to make them statistically significant. So what were the numbers you were working with?
Look, Tom, we had a huge data set here which gave us a really reliable set of figures at the end of the trial. We had 42 litres enter a trial here in this farrowing house behind me, and those 42 litres produced over 661 piglets.
Wow.
And that was split between our 3 treatment groups. So the data set that this trial produced was reliable, robust, and full of the information we needed.
Good. So the 3 groups was a control group, they received nothing.
Yes.
And then you 2 treatment groups. Can you explain the 2 treatment groups? And I'll hold the bottles up here.
So treatment group 2 had 220 piglets on it, 14 litres.
Yeah.
On the day of birth, they were administered 2 ml of Advanced Gut Stabiliser orally. This was a once-off dosing procedure.
Yeah.
They also received the probiotic in the Precision Microbe form.
Yeah.
And that was for a 7-day treatment.
Okay.
So daily for 7 days.
Okay. And then your second treatment group was AGS at birth, and they received Precision Microbes daily.
Up to weaning, Tommy. So for the full 28 days, from day 1, the day of birth, right through to day 28, the day of weaning, they received the Precision Microbes.
Brilliant. Keith, so let's talk about results then. And it is a non-biased trial. We know each other now, but it was a non-biased. So tell me about results in relation to what did you see in relation to difference? Because when I saw the report back, I said, wow, I know, look, I am biased because I'm involved with the company for a while now, and I've just been amazed, but there was a significant difference, wasn't there?
There was huge results generated. I mean, when we looked at the control group first, I suppose the first group that we analysed the data from, and we firstly generated data, all piglets were weighed at birth, Tommy, and all re-weighed again on the day of weaning, day 28. And this produced average daily gain for these piglets. So when I looked at the data and I looked at the control group, their average daily gain was 222 grams per day. Okay. When we looked at treatment 2, this increased by 16.9%.
Wow.
Huge figures, up to 263 grams.
Okay.
Look at group 3 that were on the Precision Microbes for the 28 days. They increased their average daily gain by 18%.
18%, and that's very significant. We were talking to Shane this morning about production. That's a significant figure.
It is.
One of the things, I suppose, for me being a vet and this project being a biological product, and disease and animal health, and we're an intensive unit, it's a freedom farrowing unit here. It's it's as good as you're going to see in pig rearing. But antibiotic reduction is a big challenge. Improving health, scour is a risk at this period.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk to me about, because we've seen this in other species. Let's talk about scour in the different groups. What did you see in the control group and the 2 treatment groups?
Absolutely. Look, the average daily gain showed great results, but the star of the show had to be the scouring. It had to be.
Those dear words you never thought you'd say.
Absolutely, absolutely. It really, that's where Precision Microbes shone.
The star of the show is scouring. Sorry. Go on.
When we looked at the data generated from the control group again, of the 222 piglets on the control group, 35% scoured. Okay. When we break down the figures, when treatment 2 and treatment 3 that were on the Precision Microbes, we reduced this figure by 80%.
Wow.
Scouring reduced by 80% by administering Precision Microbes.
Okay.
Simple as that. That figure of 35% scours reduced right down to 7.14% between our two treatment groups.
So it also culminated in a statistically significant antibiotic reduction, meaning that the treatment groups got 0 antibiotics and you had used antibiotics in the control group.
Absolutely. So on the back, I suppose, of the scouring results, the control group, 78 piglets were administered antibiotics out of 220. This was reduced by 100%. Like that's phenomenal. Treatment 2, no antibiotics administered, and treatment 3, no antibiotics administered.
Okay.
There's no requirement for them.
Keith, we were absolutely delighted. I mean, look, you came down here to the McAuliffe's to yourself for doing a trial. You're a very impressive character. You're a very impressive student. I think you have a very a big career ahead of you. And apparently you grew the beard during the trial as well. So you started off, you had no beard, and now you had a beard. No, I'm joking. So, no, but I have to say, you've done a super job.
Thanks very much.
And look, the data you've generated, I know that you're actively going to be involved in research. You're
I
probably
hope
going to
so,
do
I hope so.
PhD. So I wish you continued success. And look, we'll have the report on our website and we'll be talking to people about it, but it's only because of your diligence. And it was funny, I have to tell the story. We came into the farm and all the team working in the farm were giving you high fives. You have that type of likeable personality, so they were all glad to see you back. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Tommy. Thank you very much.